She thought she left her past behind, but secrets have a way of clawing their way back to the surface. Especially when you clean houses for a living. Especially when those houses are filled with locked doors and whispers behind walls. And especially when you've already lied once and barely survived it. Welcome to the chilling world of The Housemaid's Secret, a gripping psychological thriller by Freida McFadden that picks up with Millie Calloway's return to a dangerous job that blurs the lines between trust and deception. If you thought her last job was a nightmare, wait until you meet the Garricks. Millie is back and trying to rebuild her life after the chaos that erupted in the Winchester household. With a new degree and better aspirations, she wants more than just to clean up the messes left by others. She's changed, or at least, she wants to believe she has. But when the job market offers little and desperation sets in, Millie finds herself once again donning the uniform of a housemaid. Her new clients, Douglas and Wendy Garrick, live in a sleek New York City apartment, high above the noise and chaos. At first glance, it's everything the Winchester's house wasn't. Clean, modern, quiet, too quiet. From the beginning, something feels off. Millie notices that Wendy, Douglas's wife, never leaves the guest bedroom. In fact, Millie never sees her at all. Every time she knocks on that locked door, Wendy's muffled voice insists she doesn't need anything. Douglas explains that his wife is ill and prefers privacy. But Millie's instincts are screaming. She hears sobs through the walls. She sees bloodstains on the towels. And she begins to suspect that Wendy might be a prisoner in her own home. But Millie has her own dark past. She knows better than to get involved. She knows how quickly the roles can reverse. And she knows what it feels like to be the one accused. Still, Millie can't ignore what's happening. She starts snooping around, gathering little clues, trying to piece together the truth behind the closed door. And what she finds is more horrifying than she ever imagined. Because the Garricks are hiding more than just a sick woman. They're hiding a secret that could destroy everything. And this time, if Millie makes the wrong move, she might not escape alive. As the story unfolds, Millie's curiosity turns into obsession. She wants to help Wendy. She needs to make sure she's safe. But every move she makes seems to dig her deeper into a trap she doesn't fully understand. Douglas is charming and professional by day, but Millie starts to notice cracks in his polished persona. A glare that lingers too long. A voice that tightens when she asks the wrong question. And always, the reminder that she's just the help. Easily replaced, easily forgotten. Freida McFadden masterfully builds tension with every page. The reader is constantly questioning what's real and what's part of a carefully constructed illusion. Is Wendy truly in danger, or is Millie being manipulated? Can she trust what she hears through the walls, or is her past trauma clouding her judgment? McFadden knows how to play with perception, and just when the reader thinks they've figured out the mystery, she flips the script. Eventually, Millie devises a plan. She waits for Douglas to leave. She uses her key. She opens the door to the guest bedroom, and what she finds changes everything. Wendy is there, but she's not the victim Millie imagined. She's part of something bigger, something much darker. Suddenly, the roles are reversed. Millie is no longer the savior. She's the target. And escaping this situation will require every ounce of cunning she's gained from her own troubled history. The brilliance of The Housemaid's Secret lies not just in its plot twists, but in its emotional depth. Millie is not a perfect heroine. She's messy. She's made mistakes. She lies when she has to. She bends the truth to survive. But she also has a conscience. She can't turn a blind eye to suffering. And that's what makes her both powerful and vulnerable. Readers find themselves rooting for her even when she stumbles, because at her core, she just wants to do the right thing in a world that punishes goodness. As Millie tries to untangle the web of lies surrounding the Garricks, she discovers that the truth isn't just hidden in one apartment. It stretches across cities, tied to a series of disturbing events that paint a picture of calculated cruelty. Douglas isn't who he seems. Wendy isn't just a wife. And Millie isn't just a housemaid. Everyone is wearing a mask. And when those masks come off, the reality is chilling. One of the most compelling aspects of the story is the way McFadden explores power dynamics. The employer and employee relationship becomes a battleground of suspicion and fear. Millie constantly has to navigate the fine line between being invisible and being noticed. She must act subservient while secretly gathering intel. And when she finally pieces together the full scope of the Garrick's secret, she realizes she's in over her head. But Millie has faced monsters before. She's fought her way out of darkness. And this time, she's not going to wait for justice to arrive. She's going to bring it herself. In a thrilling climax, Millie turns the tables. She uses everything she's learned. Every skill, every lie, every ounce of courage. And when the final twist hits, it leaves readers breathless. The ending of The Housemaid's Secret is a masterclass in suspense. Just when the reader thinks it's over, McFadden delivers one final shock. One last secret. And it reframes the entire story. Suddenly, the lines between villain and victim blur. The story doesn't just close. It echoes. It lingers. It makes you question every interaction, every locked door, every quiet voice behind a wall. Freida McFadden doesn't just write thrillers. She crafts psychological puzzles that burrow under your skin. Her characters are layered. Her plots are razor sharp, and her pacing never falters. The Housemaid's Secret is a worthy successor to The Housemaid, expanding on Millie's story while standing strong on its own. It explores themes of control, perception, and the masks people wear. It reminds us that secrets don't stay buried forever, and sometimes, the most dangerous people are the ones you trust with your home. For audiobook lovers, this story is a treat. The pacing, tension, and reveals are perfect for a listening experience that keeps you hooked from beginning to end. Millie's voice is relatable and real. You feel her fear, her confusion, her rage, and when she fights back, you cheer for her. Because in a world full of deception, Millie is one of the few characters who refuses to become the villain. Whether you've read the first book or not, The Housemaid's Secret pulls you in with its rich atmosphere and relentless suspense. Every chapter ends with a question. Every answer leads to a new mystery. And just when you think you know what's happening, McFadden proves you wrong. It's psychological thriller at its best. Bold, twisted, unforgettable. So if you're ready to peek behind the locked doors of a pristine apartment and discover the rot beneath the shine, this is your story. If you're prepared to follow a woman who's been beaten down but never broken, who risks everything for the truth, who faces monsters in tailored suits and quiet bedrooms, then this audiobook will grip you from the first word to the last breath. The house may be spotless, the windows may sparkle, but secrets don't stay hidden forever. And once Millie gets too close, there's no turning back.